Art is high on ice and wandering the streets of Melbourne's CBD as his life falls apart. Art's only companion on his hectic stroll is his trusty hound, Monarch. Cooked in the Big Smoke by Melbourne writer and I'd offer performance poet Dominic Gordon is about what it's like to be in the head of someone who is high on the drug ice. As Art rushes along the streets, we get glimpses into the spiralling effects of the drugs, its ability to rupture reality, and the sheer potency of it. This is the real deal experience, and so a warning, this could be a hard listen for some, and there's definitely some heavy language on the horizon. Let's get Cooked in the Big Smoke.
I have missed it before, so sorry. Yes, fuck. It's all a part of it, I know.
Monarch and I walk through the rain like explorers of a new cooked frontier. We see a 10-level car park with a big blue sign shining out of the neon water. There's a stairwell next door. We march over. The door is open. The stairwell's a fine specimen, and as a stairwell aficionado, I approve. Graffiti by young and old hands have left their mark on grey walls. The city kids represent. Top-notch vibes in the company of old tags. The handrail is covered in dried spit. I lean to the side and look upwards, because I hear some movement. But Monarch and I are a formidable duo. His bark reverberates around us like a fat bell in church. Monarch leads the way up the stairs. On the 3rd level, I get comfortable. I like the tags here because there's people I know who've been here before. Wavelength reached. Peel back the layer of your city.
Deep puddles. Oh shit. Hep A, Hep B, all of it. Gotta get your vaccinations.
Thieves and artists sit with trainers familiar on the steps. Sharp dialogue rings out with slang. The tight space hounded with grace. Your mother's worst nightmare realised in an outwards breath. She remembers when she used to tie your shoelaces and pack your lunch. Now you pack your pipe with a punch.
You've got to be selective with the criteria. I was always trading my basketball cards for marbles because that's the future. That's what we did.
When I'm sitting still, I hear the hushed voices. They come at me from everywhere. The whispers of stairwell souls who have lingered and left histories within the walls. Only visible to fellow travellers of a certain ilk. I can feel their presence all around me. All around Beside me. Beside me. Shiver all over. My sweat is dry. I'm cold. I take out the pipe from the safety of the sock in my jocks and pack it up. The dream's ever present. The dream is ever present. That first deep breath in and out as the crystal melts. The hypnosis, psychosis knows no bounds. It occupies my mind when I'm asleep. It occupies my mind when I'm awake. I token, curl my toes. On the exhale, and I almost come in my jocks. It burns completely clear. None of the stuff I ever get burns completely clear. The gear is transparent. The puddle lasts and lasts until I've outlasted my last gasp. I take a breather as my head is almost ripped off its shoulders. I smashed my way along Elizabeth Street fast-paced. I'm not going to come in last place. Monarch, my proud, deformed mutt, pants along in front of me, parting the flow of flesh. Up ahead, I spot the old blonde spruiker who is crooning late-night city shopping vibes to everyone, telling us the cardigans they sell in her shop are like a breezy woolen kiss. I'm about to walk past the spruiker, but I stop to watch her face. Her jerky sales movements illuminated by the bright lights from the souvenir shop next door. I'm inspired. I tell Monarch to sit. I walk up and grab the mic. I bust out a rap. Spruiking cardigans with a mothball messenger. Uptight all night, it's me and Lady Wrinkles. Dirty wisdom jingles. Scabbing ciggies and sell them as singles. The horrified spruiker rips the mic out of my hands and starts screaming. She swings her arms wildly, the microphone cord tangling in her arms and legs. It is the right thing to do when I spit in her face. Some of it goes in her eye. She goes nuts, makes a run at me, trips over the cord and goes down on a mass of hair and black wire. I turn and take a bow to the worried crowd. Everyone takes a step back when I come near them. I pat Monarch on the head and inform him that my rap career is really taking off. A heavy rain begins to fall over the city as we continue along the street, and soon I'm wet with sweat and rain. Drowned rats to a lot of us. I cross the street to the beeping of cars. They always beep at me, constantly beeping. I see old answering machines beeping in domestic 90s red-lit nostalgia. Where do all those unread messages go? I stop on the filthy corner. Pigeon spikes protrude from many angles on buildings, hoping to shank a bird in the belly. No winged creatures allowed. Lucky for me, I'm a flightless bird. There's a photo booth across the road, and I have the urge to take a photo of me and Monarch. Countless memories processed in the grinding noise of the machine. Monarch will sit on my lap and we'll document this moment. I rummage in my pockets, got nothing. I use Monarch to distract the well-dressed busker playing a harmonica. He's watching my dog, I'm watching his coins. I pick up some loose gold as I tie my shoe. I turn and leave. Monarch joins me. We squeeze into the booth. I hoist him up and plonk him on my knees. The motherfucker is heavy. I pull the curtain across and the sound of the city becomes soft like a bedtime story humming into my head. A barrier of head-level calm. I run a hand across my oily head and sweat droplets run past my eyes, over my cheekbones and down my freckled face. I unzip my jacket so the collar of it opens at my chin, semi-respectable. I tell Monarch to look into the glass where the camera is. We both prepare to stare into the smudge. The flash goes off and Monarch barks. I rub his ears and nuzzle his head. Good boy. The booth whirs. 3 tiny black and white photos slip out. I've boiled desperation down into a fine substance and worked it into my pores like it's moisturiser. I look old, but when I smile, I'm young once more. I'm still here. So is Monarch. Our duo is the everlasting real deal. I fold up the photos and put them in the pocket of my shorts. I pull up my socks, low down and meticulous. My fingernails are black. Outside the dirty beige photo booth curtain, the momentary lullaby has been replaced with bass. My phone is buzzing. Someone is calling me. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm scrambling my pockets to answer. What? It's my Reggie, my older brother.
Hey,
Reggie, my man. How goes?
So good to hear your voice. Where have you been? Mum and Dad have been calling me. They want to see you. How long since you've seen them or spoken to them, bro?
He jars my head. My family. The good people who did their best. The people who never understood why I spent all my time in the city when I was young. How skateboarding became graft that became crime all the time. And how I went from an adventurous kid to convicted criminal over just a few years. I mean, they're cruising around. They want answers. I couldn't handle it. All I can hear is his piano in the background. He breathes deep.
Do you remember when we were kids? We used to be best mates.
He rocks my head with memories long forgotten. I squint and see us as little kids running around our big weatherboard house in our 90s op-shop clothes. See us playing footy. See us riding our lame bikes along the path under the Westgate Bridge on the way to Science Works. Then I see him choosing other friends. I see me getting more hectic. Our paths diverging. I see myself getting arrested for the first time, and again, and again, and again, and again.
What's happened to you, bro?
I say nothing, filtering process possessed. I want to tell my older brother the truth, that I miss him, that this life is killing me, but everything comes out weird. That's the way it goes when the toke is real.
Art, are you okay?
Yes and no. More no than yes. How many question marks does it take to get to the truth, Reggie? Just think on that. I have a dog now.
Where are you? You sound deranged. What dog?
As you know, Brother Reg, the derangement of the senses is the key to it all. I'm currently staying in 5-star stairwell accommodation in the inner sanctum of scum. My loyal hound is called Monarch. He is deformed.
Art, what the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know, man. All I know is that I'm fast running out of time.
Art, you have a family that loves you.
All the houses around here are really old now.
Don't you get it? The city isn't your family.
It's new.
I grind down hard, teeth on teeth, and rub my finger over the brittle enamel. Tiny fragments appear. I stare at the bones. I ply my mouth apart with my tongue, trying to speak. Can't say jack shit. I hang up.
How's the smell different? Smell the dirty bathe through the still the
My brain feels like it's locked in a deep freeze. I look at the dirty grey wall in front of me. The wall doesn't look back. That is what I want. My phone goes off again. Reggie's calling. I stare at it. I don't answer. I want to answer, but I can't answer. I bump into a guy sporting a teardrop. This guy must really like rain. But since I also like rain, but I like sun more. I could tell him that I could get a sun tattoo under my eye, then we could stand next to each other and host our own thugged out weather forecast. Teardrop is not happy. He's not returning my smile. Teardrop is wearing an ankle-length black leather coat. His face is very smooth. He glares at me and points to his teardrop.
You dirty city rat, do you know what this means?
He shoves the tear real close, but I can't smell the fresh rain. He's tall and slim. His coat makes him look like a pencil. Does it mean you like rain? Because the city could sure use some pitter-patter right about now.
You smart-ass little prick. This tear means I've killed somebody, and I could kill you too. Do you want to die?
Teardrop attempts hectic stares. I ain't scared. Damn right I want to die, bro. Teardrop squints, confused. I smile so much that my face almost drips off. The flashing lights of a 7-Eleven ripple across our middle of the footpath and counter. I'm a buzzing insect. My body is on fire. I egg him on. Do me in then. What are you waiting for? Rain? There's a yell from a big issue vendor nearby. Monarch has mounted a tiny yappy mutt belonging to a vendor and is humping away. Must have been ages since he's gotten any. The vendor is hitting Monarch on the head with the rolled up unsold issues. She's yelling and hitting, but Monarch doesn't stop. People stop to take photos on their phones. Teardrop is amused. I'm amused. Monarch jumps off. He's all done. The jacketed yappy mutt has a little sniff and curls up on her bed content. Vendor scolds her dog and Monarch and me, then shakes a magazine at everyone. Teardrop turns back to me, smiling weirdly.
You know I've got no jocks on.
That's bad news for you. You can't beat a good hard fuck to shake loose the pains of life. No connection required. Porno choices governed by street lust. Teardrops is matrixy. He can't be trusted. The penny drops for Teardrop and he's not happy. He's sweating, angry. The facade washing away. The tear under his eye is smudging in the onslaught of moisture. He didn't use a permanent marker. I reach out to touch his running tear and he thinks I'm making some kind of pre-sex move. I pull my finger away and he sees a dark blue ink on the tip of my finger. He panics. He turns away in a tragic swish of his coat, his head, his hands and disappears into the thrush. I plunge my hands deep into my pockets. It's the only place I can hide. We cross over Burke and Swanson Street. I pass those 3 bronze anorexic statues of the men with the tiny holes for mouths on the corner. I rub my hand over their small heads and it's cool in the heat of the night. Monarch pisses on one of them and that's okay. These emaciated freaks are obviously an attempt by some artist to highlight what will happen to the people when the ice epidemic headlocks the community. Panicked, wasting away, stuck. Wasting away. Panicked, wasting away, stuck.
D, couple off. Hep A, Hep B, all of it. Better get your vaccination.
Wasting away. I look at Monarch, who's staring up at me with a concerned look in his eyes. It's okay, boy. He gets up and nuzzles my hand with a damp snout. I bring him in. Good boy. You're my family now. I pick up the pipe and forget the call. After a moment, I stand up and the blood rushes to my head. The deep freeze melts. I'm back in the game.
up. Houses around here smell
that takes the wheel in
from now.
Everyone's got a four-wheel drive. The trucks are really loud. Maybe one day they'll be vintage too.
Claw that takes the wheelie bin away. Alright, four-wheel drive. Someday they'll be vintage.
The houses smell different. Smell the dirty bay through. There's still the freshly cut coach grass.
Cooked in the Big Smoke was written and performed by Dominic Gordon. The text was taken from his unpublished manuscript. You also heard Nick Georgiou and Daniel Montero, and music by Dominic's fictional and real-life brother, Paddy Gordon. If you or someone you know experiences issues with drug abuse, you can get support at Family Drug Helpline 1300 660 068, and we'll also post a link on our website, abc.net.au/rn/soundproof. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Cooked, the good, the bad and the brutal. I'm at Ms. Miyuki J.